All right, day 42. No pretty bow on this one. No filters, no fluff. The real life side of transformation. The life still happens bit. Because this weekend, life happened hard. Roll the intro.
Woke up this morning, pants too tight. Looked in the mirror, gave myself a fright. Tea in one hand, biscuit in the other. Time to change this dance, my butter lover.
It's day 42. I finished the gig last night and my mum wasn't well, so I had to take her into hospital. Yeah, I'm just getting home now, so I haven't slept yet. That's why I look like shit. It is day 42. Hopefully, I'll bring good stuff and my mum will be okay. I hope so. My vlogs haven't been going up, but they're done, they're here, they're all ready to go. They just haven't gone up for some reason. I'll try and get that remedied. Obviously, I want to make sure my mum's okay first. So as you know, last night I was at the gig. Went to set up. It was great. I was pleased to be seeing the guys again. And there's this little excitement you get because you know that what you give is going to be accepted really warmly. Normally, I did that little experiment where I weighed in the morning so I can see on Monday what last night and yesterday afternoon does. You know, I wasn't doing anything too strenuous, but just testing the boundaries a little bit, moving more than I have done in a little while, getting up a sweat. But then, after sound check, I got a call from my mum and I was like, you okay? Now, it's been a little while since she's answered, no, I don't think so. I was like, what do you mean? She said, I don't feel right. And my blood pressure at that point was 196 over 92. But pulse was 51. So I thought, well, you check the batteries and your blood pressure machine. Went through all those things. And we stayed on the phone, we talked, we was going to go and sit down, put our feet up. And then we were just waiting to go on, which you do a lot of waiting around. Phone calls going backwards and forwards, blood pressure not coming down, going up, and becoming bradycardic. So I said, do you want me to come home? No, stay and do the event for the little boy. But you're ill, mum, and you need to be looked at. And all this time, like, I'm at the gig and I'm trying to stay calm. I don't want to let the band know because we hadn't played together for a little while, so it was a stressful enough situation for them. And yeah, it was hard. So I tried to keep it one side. I was on the phone constantly. Whilst everyone was eating, drinking and doing their thing, I was glued to my phone. So after the gig, the blood pressure's still high. And I think, right, I need to come and see you. She said, no, look, I'm just going to go to bed. I helped pack up. I had missed call on my phone. It was my mum who'd taken her cancer pill. She said, I've got this rash come up. Now, I'm not going to go into jargon, but I couldn't see the rash because I wasn't there. She just said she had a rash come up. So my mum's got cardiac problems as well as cancer. One of the things you can get with total heart block is a rash. So I started to be concerned. So I said, look, right, I'm coming. So I got in the car, tried to leave the venue, the gig, or the site. I was locked on site. 25 minutes it took to get someone to come and let me out, stuck while I'm trying to get to my mum. It was like the worst kind of helpless. Long story short, I spent the night in hospital. No sleep, no energy, no plan. Just adrenaline, stress and exhaustion. Morning, so my vlogs are all over the place. They're all here waiting to go up and I want to put them up in order because my day 40, which is quite a big one, didn't actually go up. I'm back from the hospital, as you can see, and I've got a couple of hours kip. These last couple of days have been hard to vlog. I've stayed on plan 100%. Last night was really challenging because we had the gig where we were raising money for a young lad in my son's class who's got cancer. Before the gig, when we'd set up, I had a call from my mum saying she wasn't feeling too good. So I was, I said, look, do you need me to come? She said, no, look, do what you got to do. Just assess it as we go. Obviously, with what I used to do, I know about taking obs, I know what to look for, I know about sepsis scores and those type of things. So she's become quite versed in it all. But she was doing her blood pressure, and her blood pressure was rising and rising. And she had this really bad headache. So before the gig, I was on the phone constantly to her, did the first set, came off, sat on the phone to her the whole time at halftime. Then we finished the gig. The gig was okay. We haven't played together as a band for so long that I think we felt we were rusty and not as tight and fluent as we would like to be, but people there seemed to enjoy themselves, so that's what mattered. And I know they raised a lot of money for the little lad, so really pleased about that. That when I came off stage, I went straight to the phone, and she said her blood pressure was still up all over the place, but she was going to go to bed and she was going to take her cancer tablet. I then was helping the boys pack up, looked down at my phone, I had a missed call, so I rang her, and she'd had a rash come up after taking her cancer pill. So that and the blood pressure and the headache, I said, look, you better ring the cancer line. So she did, and they said, look, we want you to come in immediately. I then got stuck at Breen Leisure Park because they locked all the fucking gates and I couldn't get out. And I had to go back to the venue and get them to call security and let me out. So that was 25 minutes of driving around fucking Breen Leisure Park trying to get out, knowing that my mum had to go to the hospital. Got her to the hospital about 2 a.m. and she was admitted straight onto not admitted, she was taken straight to the medical assessment unit where they decide from there whether they're going to keep her, blah, blah, blah. They did an ECG. The ECG looked good. I keep old ECGs of my mum's because she's got what they call a left bundle branch block, which if you don't know about it, you'd go, oh, that's abnormal. I gave it to the doctor and said, look, she's got a left bundle. It's known, da-da-da-da. And he went off and compared new one and this one, and they were the same. So that's good. So I was concerned about her having heart block, but that would have shown up on the ECG, so that was good. I think it probably is the tablets that she's taking because it's got so many side effects to chemo. I'm not even going to talk about that because that would be a vlog in itself. But they do need to look at it because her heart rate was very low. She's what they call bradycardic, around 49 at one point. So, but she's on a drug called bisoprolol, which is a beta blocker. It regulates her heart rate. So I told her not to take that, which the doctor agreed and said, like, how did you know to not do that? And my mum's like, oh, well, he's this, that and the other. And he said, well, that was a good move. Don't want it going any lower than that. Well, I got home whenever it was I got home. They didn't want me to stay there. She wasn't in any acute immediate danger. And they're going to scan her head just to make sure. It's really complicated. My mum's got so many different complications. So she takes a pill, like an anti-inflammatory, but that with the bisoprolol can cause raised blood pressure. I didn't know, but she'd started taking the anti-inflammatory again. I think what's happened is she's taken the two together and it's sent her blood pressure up, and it sort of came to a bit of a head last night and she had this head pain. They've taken her back off that. They've kept the bisoprolol off, and they're going to give her candesartan, which is a blood pressure tablet, to try and regulate that. But they think it's all linked, but they're going to do a scan of her head just to make sure. I guess they don't want her having a CVA, a stroke or anything like that, so which is good. So I'm glad they're ruling that out. But it's all a bit tense and a bit fucking scary, and I don't care about what training I've had in the past. I was a staff nurse or worked on frontline ambulances, as you know. Like when it's your mum, all that shit goes out the window, in truth. It's really weird, actually, because all I wanted to do was come home and eat. But I didn't. You know, I fought that urge because I knew it was my brain going, you know, we're back here again and she's in hospital and you've got no control over that. But what you can control is what you put in your mouth. So what I had to do was reverse that psychology, if you like, and go, yeah, you can control what you put in your mouth. Don't fucking put anything in your mouth. So, you know, this vlog, yesterday's vlog, you know, might be short. Bear with me just for a minute. I'm still on. I still will be doing something every day because it's really important that I document this whole journey, and it's important I do every day. I don't know what's happening with the uploads. My day 40, you know, I want to get that one up before I put these other two up, but it's proving a bit of a mission at the moment, but I will go on it. Just bear with me for a minute, yeah? And this is where it gets real. My brain started to talk the old talk. You're tired, mate. You've earned something. You need energy to stay awake. Nobody would blame you if you just had something to eat. Just grab whatever. It's survival mode. Sound familiar? That old voice, comfort food voice, was fucking loud. But this time, I heard it for exactly what it was. A lie. No comfort, no survival, just old programming. See, I wanted to control the situation. I couldn't control the hospital. I couldn't control the phone calls. I couldn't control what was happening with my mum. but I could control what I did. And in that moment, I used that same desperate need for control to fuel my discipline. Not for the scale, not for the fucking plan, but for me, for the guy I'm becoming, for the dad that I want to be, for the son that I have to be, for the man who doesn't reach for food every time life kicks him in the fucking nuts.
So there you go, the bear's been poked. I'm 18.7.3. Not that the 0.3 really matters, but 18.7, which means I'm a pound away from my target for this week. So let's see what a gig does. Tomorrow I might gain because I retain water at a gig, and then when the water's gone, when I drink all my water, I piss it all out, it'll go again. Weird thing. This is why you shouldn't weigh every day. Like, that's dodgy as fuck, because it could mess with my brain, couldn't it, if I let it. But I've done it, informed, and as a way of showing you guys stuff.
The consequences of my little experiment yesterday, doing the gig, clearing out the lockup, etc., expending a little bit more energy than I would normally. So that little experiment that I tried, a bit of weighing, a bit of movement, trying to see how far I can push it. It backfired. If the truth be told, my body aching, bit of inflammation, bit of water retention maybe, all that jazz. And with no sleep on top of that, your head starts messing with you. But I reminded myself, I didn't come this far to freak out over a number or some aches. The plan isn't just about shrinking my body, is it? It's about strengthening that mind muscle of mine.
What I'd like to talk about today really is a bit of how you deal with being on plan when things are going pretty shit. My mum was taken into hospital and that always pokes my shit a little bit. How you deal with stress in hard times. And some of my ambulance work came into play a little bit because you have to, at times stop, take a breath, recalibrate your stress levels and do your job. That's very difficult when it's your mum, but definitely was something that I needed to take a breath because I was doing the gig on Saturday. All this was going on via phone calls, text messages in between sets. I was getting updates of how she was and stuff during the gig. That's really quite difficult. I don't know what the show came out like. I'll see some people and ask, but it was quite a difficult thing to do, really. So I am in the hospital. Just seen my mum. She seems okay. But yeah, a lot of stress. And my family had this thing. Whenever anyone's in hospital, we go to that place. M&S chicken. My dad's got a whole bag full of it. And I'm carrying his bag for him. But I've got no intention of wanting to eat. This plan actually does afford you to not have to think. Like, I don't have to think about what I'm eating or anything else. I just have to not eat and add my products. And but this weekend's been a real mental struggle, so it's my weigh day tomorrow. Let's hope that goes well. I do feel lighter this week and I am seeing some differences, so I'm sure it will be good. Or good enough. I went £7 over 2 weeks, I got £3 last week. So £4 this week. I think that makes it 18.6 I need to be. So let's see.
So yeah, day 42 didn't go exactly to plan in some way, but maybe that was the plan, to test me. To remind me that discipline isn't for the times when things are all hunky-dory. It's for when everything's falling fucking apart. And I came through, 100%. And if you're watching this thinking I could never do that, let me stop you right there. Yes you can. Because discipline isn't magic. It's just decisions made one at a time. Whatever you're facing today, remember this. You don't need to control the whole storm. Just control you. Control your next decision. That's where your power lives. I'm Mitch Jones from Beyond VLCD Coaching. Day 42 can go fuck itself.
Beyond the scale we go, my friend.